You know what it is. I had to start off with a smile. Look, I've been having a hard time this week, y'all. It's starting off. I was starting from last week to this week. I have hurt my finger, cut it down to the white meat trying to slice potatoes. Then I cut my finger yesterday. It's like the right hand is just being cut up, but we are going to still be here to be consistent. So, how's everybody doing on this motivational, marvelous, magical Monday? All the great adjectives. Listen, I am here to spread this motivation on this evening, on this Monday, this I should say Valentine's Eve. Hopefully you got you a Valentine. If not, you are your own Valentine. Love yourself. That's why we talk about do you know your worth today? All right. Take yourself out on a date. You might find somebody that want to date you. You never know. When you go out there, step out there, get in there yourself. Hey honey, so listen, sometimes when you do things on your own, things might come up on you. So don't be afraid to go out there and date yourself if you don't have a date for Valentine's Day. You know what I mean? I'm gonna be right here going live tomorrow because we celebrate Valentine's Day later on. That's what happens when you're an entrepreneur. So things have to get rearranged, and it's okay. I've been married for 12 years, going on 13 now. So Valentine's Day is every day. It should be. Well, you know what I mean. It's not about all the gifts and all of that, but we're talking about knowing your worth, right? And if your worth is based on, if your love language is getting gifts, that's one of mine, along with affirmations. You know your worth, right? One thing about it is you have to know yourself, and that's what knowing your worth is all about. Do you know yourself? Do you know who you are to know that you're worthy? So that's what we're talking about. Do you know your worth? Do you know your worth? My name is Toria Howard. I'm originally from Detroit, Michigan. I reside in Memphis, Tennessee, and I'm all things real estate, commercial, residential. I'm also in the credit repair space, and I also do funding. And I know you're probably like, why is this lady talking about do you know your worth? Like I'm yes, I am not a you know preacher or minister, any of that. I just speak from the heart, and I speak from what I feel and how I hope. It's basically my therapy, in a sense. I take it as my therapy in a sense that I'm giving this to you, but I'm talking to myself as well. So glad that you are here to join me. If you're watching this live, drop a one in the comments. If you're new to my live, drop a two, and if you're watching a replay, drop a three. So I appreciate you. Appreciate it. Give me some comments. Give me some comments. How you feeling today? How's everybody doing? It's Valentine's Eve. If you don't have somebody that you feel like don't love you, or you want somebody to love or whatever, hey DP, listen, love yourself first. Love yourself first. Love yourself first. Love yourself first. You have to do that. So, do you know your worth? I broke down worth because I always have a word and I break it down and make it into an acronym, right? So, this is what I came up with: wisdom and optimism, raise tenacity and hope. So, I know you're kind of like, what does this got to do with knowing my worth? Wisdom and optimism, raise tenacity and hope. So what does worth mean, right? The definition, you have multiple definitions, but one of them says good or important enough to justify, having a value of or equal in value to as of money, having property to value amount, excellence of character and quality as commanding esteem. That's the one we're looking for. How do you command your esteem? How do you walk into a room? Do people know when you walk into a room who you are, what you stand for, that they can't play with you? You know what I'm saying? Or do you walk in there all meek and scary and don't show up? You know, how do you show up in a room? So we're talking about excellence of character and quality as commanding esteem. How do you command esteem for yourself? How do you do that? How do you know your worth? First and foremost, you have to basically dig deep. What is it that you like about yourself? Do you know what you like about yourself? Do you know what you love about yourself? That's the thing that you have to realize, right? Do you know your worth? First and foremost, you have to know what you love and like about yourself first. Hey, Ronson, that's my actor buddy. I met him on Clubhouse. Hi, Elizabeth. How you doing, Queen? So you have to understand what you like about yourself. Think about that in self-reflection. What do you like about yourself? I know one thing I like about myself is I feel like my one of my best qualities is I'm a good listener. When people come to me for to have that they want that shoulder to cry on, I'm always there. It doesn't matter how I'm feeling that day, how I want to make sure that you get out whatever it is, because I could be that catalyst for you that could help you save your life from going over the edge. That's how I always thought, because I was an educator for 15 years. So regardless of how I felt when I walked into that classroom, if I see one of my students hurting, or I see that they feel like look like they're hurting, I was the one of the ones that was going to be that bridge. I was going to go to them, and even if they cussed me out, even if they didn't want to hear what I was talking about, I wanted to make sure that I was one of the ones that reached out to them to grab them and say, "Hey, I see you," you know? So that's one of the things that I feel like, and I'm intuitive of other people. I'm an empath. So I'm intuitive about how people feel. So how they feel is how I feel. You cry, I cry. That's just one of the things that one of my, it could be, see, being empathetic could be like a blessing and a curse kind of thing. So being too empathetic can get you in a lot of trouble because people will take advantage of you. But in a sense of being empathetic, but you are understanding of people's feelings, and how you know you can be a person that can be a bridge to that person to get them off the ledge. I've always wanted to be that person, because I had a one of my players commit suicide, and I said, from here on out, from that day forward, I was not going to allow another child to pass by me, and I do not. And I see, if I can see or sense something is wrong, that I'm not going to reach out and try to be that bridge. And I do that to people as well, not just children. But it started with that. That's where I got it from, because I didn't want to have that anymore. I am, also, I'm going to be the one that's going to ride or die with you. You know, Now if you're wrong, I'm gonna call you on it, but not in person. I mean, not in public. I'll take you behind closed doors and call you out. But um, but the thing is, I'm gonna be there 10 toes down. I'm loyal. I'm going to do what I can do, what I know I can do to help you in any situation. Now, that can be a blessing and a curse too, because a lot of people take your loyalty for weakness, as if you are not, you're going to do any and everything that they tell you to do when they tell you to do it. That's not the case. No. Another thing I love about me is that I think I'm kind of funny. I'm kind of comical a little bit in a sense, but I love to laugh and I love to have a good time, and I'm gonna be the life of the party. I am going to, even if you cannot dance, I'm gonna make you feel like you can, because I'm gonna be that friend. Get it, friend. Get it, friend. I'm her. I'm gonna be that, and you know, I know that another thing that I love about me, I'm a good friend. You know, and you know, I'm an analytical person. I love that. I know how to take information, synthesize it, analyze it, and spit it back out and give it to people. One of my key traits, my key talents. So, that's just something that's just about me. But what are some of the things that you like about yourself? Put it in the comments. What are some of the things that you love or like about yourself? But there's always room for self-improvement, right? But knowing your worth and being self-aware is knowing that you're not perfect. You're an imperfect being in an imperfect world that's making an impact in a way that you know how. And you have to think of it in that way. Being a perfectionist is another way of putting the cloud of procrastination over you. Because when people say, I can't start, I can't do because it has to be perfect, that's just a form of procrastination. Do it until you get it right and put it out there. People make, your mistakes are your lessons. So you shouldn't be afraid of that. So put it in the comments. What is it that you feel like you like about yourself? I would love to know. What do you like? You can just put one thing. I said a lot of things that I like. I love myself. But, at certain points in my life, I didn't. It hasn't always been, it hasn't always been, I love Tori a moment. I had low self esteem, and that's what we're talking about. Do you know your worth? Excellence of character or quality as commanding esteem. How do you command esteem? How do you walk into a room? Do people know that they can't play with you, or they look at you and say, I see her, I see him. Do your presence, you walk into a room, does your presence speak for you before you even speak? Or do you go in there with your shoulders down, looking all around like you don't belong? So that's the thing. When I walk into a room, look, I'm 5'10", flat footed, and I'm 6'2" in heels because I love wearing heels. I love gym shoes too, but I put on a good heel. I'm 6'2". Ambition, that is a good one. I persevere, and I'm tenacious as well. But I'm 6'2" in heels. So how would I look going in, walk into a space like my shoulders all hunched over? I walk in there with my shoulders back, and I walk in there with that Naomi Campbell walk. You hear me? So that's how I show up in a room. I don't care if I feel like resilience. That's a good one too. I I feel like when I walk into a room, you gonna know my worth because I'm gonna walk in there 6'2", in the heels, shoulders back, and I'm gonna walk across that room, and you know it. Hi, Brittany. Resourceful. That's a good one too. So you know, you have to define your worth within yourself so people can know how to treat you. People are going to treat you the way you show up for yourself. If you come in as you coward down, you feel like you don't belong, you know, um, you feel like an outsider, people are going to treat you that way. But if you walk into a space and you feel like you're there, I'm not talking about arrogance. That's something different. Confidence and arrogance are two different things. Now they can run into each other, crash a little bit, or mix and mingle, but it's a different type of thing. To have confidence in yourself is being assured of yourself. Being arrogant is just being braggadocious for no reason when nobody asks. So that's a different thing. But you know, you have to make sure that you show up in a space where that's how you want people to treat you. If you come in and you show up like you belong, people are going to treat you like you belong. You're going to attract people. You don't have to go up to them. And if I don't, if even for me, even if I don't track people, especially if I'm in a networking situation, I'll go up to people. If you standing in a group, I'm gonna walk up to the group like I was already there and join into the conversation. Like, yeah. But or I might say something and pipe in with something funny or whatever, or I'll stop somebody. Hey, you know, people don't like to be touched. I don't touch them. I just kind of hold my hand out, because some people just don't like to be touched. But knowing your worth is just knowing first and foremost, starting with what do you love about you? What are your talents? What are you good at? But first and foremost, what do you like about your personality? What do you love about you? Elizabeth said, she's resilient, she's resourceful, she's ambitious. You know, those are key. She knows her worth in that sense. She knows what she wants. You know, she knows how to bounce back when things are tough. She knows how to get to whatever information that needs to be, given, and, finding out things and, connected with the right people. That's the thing. He said, "Jack of all trades." What are you a master in, honey? So it's just, do you know your worth is the question. Put in the comments, what is it that you like about yourself? What is it that you like about yourself? What is it that you like about yourself? You know, I know one thing I do love about myself is that when I put my mind to something, it's it's crushed. I'm gonna accomplish it. It's gonna be done. So when it don't let me attach to something and I'm feeling it and I'm on it and I'm in it. It's over with. I'm conquering it. I just got to conquer this body situation I'm going through or something, y'all. I'm be transparent because if you follow me, I work out like a monster, which I have to share my video. I haven't shared it this week yet, but I love to eat, so that's holding me back on my health journey. But everything that's bad for you tastes so good, and then the things that's good for you sometimes don't taste so good. But I've learned to, sacrifice a lot of things because I want to have a better body, but not just a better body, but a better internal sense, which actually helps you improve your outward esteem. When you feel good about your body, when you feeling healthy and you feeling at your best, that's another way that shows that you are, you know your worth. When you value your temple, you have to value your temple. You only get one. I was 278 pounds at one point in my life. Yeah, you do have to give the gap. I do. I was 278 pounds at my biggest weight. Okay. And I felt terrible. I felt horrible. I felt ugly. I felt physically, I like my skin, eyes, nails, teeth, and you better tell it, Queen Elizabeth. You better tell it. But yeah, like when I was, overweight, I did not like myself. Even though, I still had the same face, I did look different. I did a transition video. If you go back and scroll through, you will see like, oh yeah. But I was really, I was not feeling good about myself at that moment. And I knew it was a turning point in my life that I had to change my mindset and my body. So I lost like 70 pounds and I have more that I want to lose. I've gained a little bit back, probably like 7 pounds. But that's neither here nor there, people. I like ice cream and I like carbs. Okay, don't don't shoot me. But I have to learn that I because I love to work out, but then I had to change my eating habits. So that had to go hand in hand because if you watch my workout videos, I go hard. I always went hard though, even when I was overweight. But I still had a bad habit of putting poor things in my body. So I couldn't do one thing right and do the other thing wrong. It did not match. It was like a polar opposite effect. Oh, yes, I love pralines. Get off me, honey. But so, I had to make sure that I did what I needed to do in order for it to blend. I had to match my workout tenacity with my eating tenacity, and it had to come. And when it came together, it came together. So, I had to learn about changing my mindset when it came to my eating because I had the physical part down. I had the physical part down. I just had to change my eating. So that just goes with anything. You have to change your mindset on how you see things. So what is worth? Wisdom and optimism. You get wisdom. You have to gain wisdom. First thing about wisdom, is knowing yourself. Being more self-aware, which breeds optimism. When you know what you like and love about yourself, you have more optimism. You have more ways to keep on going and doing. It raises your tenacity of how you work. And it gives you hope. It gives you hope. It gives you hope when you love yourself. It gives you optimism and hope. And you're willing to work harder. You know, when you accept the fact where you are and figure out what's holding you back from moving forward, that's where it starts. So knowing your worth is being self-aware of your talents and whose you are. Who do you belong to? I belong to the most high God. I'm a Christian. Well, who do you feel like you belong to? Think you belong to yourself? Whatever the case may be. But your attachment of whose you are should always start from within. You are you first. You are you. Thank you, Elizabeth. I appreciate you. Thank you for staying on. But you have to, you know, you have to know who you are, which is within. You have to love within. You have to like what's within in order for the outward people to, you have to attract. That's why, you have to understand, if you don't love yourself, you tend to attract people that don't love you. They'll say it out their mouths, but their actions don't breed love. And you know it because of the way that they treat you and the way they treat other people. I mean, for example, if you see, like, I have a lot of guy friends, so you could tell the difference, like, of how they treat certain women versus when they treat other women. The ones that they know they can take advantage of and they got low self-esteem, they treat them a different type of way. But the ones that know that they show up and they don't play about themselves, oh, they have a whole different tune. They have a whole different way of how they treat them. But and that goes with people, period, though. People treat people the way they show up for themselves, unfortunately. And if you show up with low self-esteem, you're going to attract people that's going to um basically, you know be leeches and life suckers. And you got to get rid you can't have people sucking the life out of you. So when you have high self-esteem, people will try. Now, I'm not saying that but most likely they won't succeed because you're more self-aware. You know your worth, so you know that they can't continue to attach themselves to you because you won't allow it, because you know your worth. So you have to understand you are worthy of any and everything that is for you. If you want that business, you're worthy of that business. If you want that a particular type of woman or man, you deserve that. But are you ready for it? Are you ready to start that business? Are you ready for that particular man or woman that you want in your life? Are you self-aware of the things that you're doing to attract that type of person, that type of energy, that type of business that you are? Are you going to be able to focus on your talents because you understand who you are and whose you are? So if you understand your worth, everything that's for you will be for you, and you're going to attract the things that are for you. And if you have low esteem, then you're going to attract the things that's going to suck the life out of you. It's just how it usually works. To know your worth is showing people how they should treat you, and that's how people know your worth. You don't have to tell people how to treat you. The way you show up for yourself, they will know how to treat you. When they know that you don't play no games about yourself, oh, they're not going to play no games with you. They'll try, but they won't succeed. So knowing your worth is just, commanding your esteem. That is one of the definitions of worth. Commanding your esteem. How are you going to command your esteem? One of the ways is knowing yourself, being more self-aware. If you don't know what you like about yourself, how is somebody else going to know how to like you or love you? If you don't know anything, if you don't feel like you have anything to love, you don't have anything of worth, how is somebody else going to do that for you? Nobody can. That's why I said, if you don't have Valentine's, go out and treat yourself. Take yourself to that nice restaurant. Why not? Date yourself. Learn yourself. Know what you like. Know what you don't like. Know what you love about yourself and what you need to improve on. I know at one point I was doing a lot of self-sabotaging and I had to stop. I was compartmentalizing. I wasn't finishing anything. I was, I was running myself rapid. I was all over the place. And you can tell. So you have to make sure that you're First and foremost, knowing your worth is being more self-aware, having more wisdom about who you are breeds optimism, which raises your tenacity and hope. You have to get that. Knowing your self-worth breeds hope, gives you hope. Because if you feel like, you got all this negativity about you, there's no hope. Negativity breeds stagnation, desolence, desert like living. Who wants to live in a desert? I do want to move to Vegas, but you know, I don't want to live in a dry, dead place where I can't grow and there is no movement going on. And the only way that's stopping me from moving is me. And I was doing that. I was in a dry desert place all by myself because I chose to do that. But you have to be aware of when you get out of that cloud of self sabotage, that cloud of low self esteem, that cloud of unworthiness, then you'll be able to wake up. It took me a long time to wake up. It took me 4 years to wake up out of my self sabotaging behavior. And I lost a lot of things. And I almost lost a major thing because of my behavior. So, you got to understand your worth because if you don't, you're missing out. You're going to lose a lot and you're not going to live the life that you're supposed to live. So, I bid you adieu, as they say in Shakespeare. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate you, Queen Elizabeth. I know she was on. My husband was on, and all the other people on my YouTube and my Facebook family. I need another. I need another camera so I can do live on my LinkedIn. I need to go live on my LinkedIn more often. I got to make some time. It's so hard to be everywhere, y'all. Look, but I need to focus. I need to focus. That's what I can't spread myself too thin. That's what I just said, right? So I can't be everywhere for everybody. I can't be on everything. So, I'm just trying to, well, let me scratch that. I am striving for more exposure so that I can build a legacy for myself because I want people to think of when they think of me, they think it puts a smile on their face. I brought happiness. I brought joy. I brought value. So, and one thing about knowing your worth and knowing and loving yourself is one thing I heard somebody said they do is write your own eulogy. I know that's kind of like carnal, like you don't want to think about death, but how do you want people to remember you? How do you want people to remember you? How do you want people to, when they think of you, what do you want them to think about you? I know people's like, I don't care about what other people think about. Yes, you do. It's all about your impact. How did you impact lives? It's not about what they think of you. How did you impact? Let me say that differently. How did you impact their lives? What impact did you have on people? Because we're here to make an impact on each other. One of the purposes of us being on this planet is pulling each other up and making impacts on each other for whomever it is that wants it. Not everybody deserves it, but you can't shut it off because of what happened to you in your past and what other people do. That's one thing about me I love. I never, just because I got out of one situation, I never bring that situation into my next situation because that person's not the same. And if it is the same situation, I have to self-reflect on me as to why I keep attracting these same people. That's life sucking. That's sucking the life out of me. So, take the time to self-reflect. Well, first be self-aware so then you can make the reflections and improve on whatever it is that you need to improve on. A lot of us need to work on ourselves in order to get to where we need to be. That's the block. That's the mountain. And also one of the things that helped me realize this is a book called The Mountain Is You. It's on Audible. Read it. Digest it. because it opened up a lot of things for me. Actually, I'm reading it twice, but I'm listening. I'm also listening to the New World Order about finances, because I that's one of my biggest things is I love finance now, but it's one of my passions. But that's the thing, like I had to do a lot of self improvements to get to where I am, for me to show up the way that I want to show up. So like I said, not gonna hold you long. I've been here for 30 minutes. So I bid you adieu. See you tomorrow for Real Estate Tuesday. And Elizabeth, if you're still on my live, I don't know if you have time, but we are talking real estate tomorrow in my clubhouse room. I gotta send a link to somebody else too. We're talking real estate tomorrow in my clubhouse room. So I would love, 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 love for you to come and show your expertise. Um, oh, well, thank you, Robert. Blessings to you as well. So I would love, I'll actually, oh, I do commercial funding for anybody that wants to invest in real estate, and I also do business funding. And I have different, packages as to how that work. From people that, even though I do credit repair, even though people that have, on the lower credit, standpoint spectrum, I have opportunities there if you really, really need it, or I do have it for people that have, it's 650 credit score or more or higher. Um, okay, you got my number, child, girl, Queen. Call me Queen Elizabeth. Oh, my real estate room is gonna be at 5 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. Eastern time tomorrow in Clubhouse. So we talking real estate. I gotta put it in the queue today, but I'll send you the link for that. And I got to make a house and all of that type of stuff. But yeah, definitely reach out to me, Elizabeth, for any funding. We can definitely talk about that. But like I said, let me get out of here. So I'm eating dinner late, but it's a healthy dinner, so it's okay. I'm gonna stay up a few hours, more hours anyway, because I have two real estate contracts to put through before I go to sleep. Anyway, well, three. Yeah, I got three. I'm missing one. I have three contracts I have to put through tonight. Anyway, so well, thank you, Elizabeth. I appreciate it. So I'll see you all tomorrow for Real Estate Tuesdays, and also if you jump into Clubhouse tomorrow. Exquisite Conversations Club is my club. If you're not on Clubhouse, where are you? But people are starting to branch off into Twitter Spaces, and LinkedIn has a function as well. So I had to explore all of that. But child, I'm exhausted. But I'm here for it all. So everybody have a blessed night, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.